So you may have already seen the previous video that talked about estate planning basics. Today, I'm talking about trusts and providing an overview of what a trust is and the different types of structures that are out there. Hi, welcome back to this month's Coffee with Katie. Coffee with Katie is an initiative that I started where I typically bring together a group of women to have a conversation with a financial bent to it and create hopefully a comfortable and safe space where we can share stories and we can learn from one another. And then I like to share that back out with all of you. So for this month, rather than doing a traditional coffee meeting, I decided to do a series of videos on estate planning. So really quickly, just to touch on what a trust is. So a trust is a legal document that holds assets for a named beneficiary. And there are a number of different reasons why you might establish a trust. And the reasons typically have something to do with either controlling the assets that are in there and wanting to maintain that control for an extended period of time. Or they might have to do with managing tax implications of an estate. Or it might just simply be to protect assets from something occurring within the family. And all of those can be advantages of a trust as well. So whether or not you are trying to minimize estate taxes or you are trying to protect assets in the event of marriage or divorce down the line, or a minor that perhaps needs a little bit more time to prepare to receive wealth, all of those are good reasons. At the high level, there are two different types of trusts. You can have a revocable trust, which revocable means that you have the ability to change that trust and you have control over that trust during your lifetime to, once again, make changes. An irrevocable trust is much harder to change. You're locking in certain parameters around that trust. So you might be locking in different ways in which the money can be distributed, under what circumstances it can be distributed, and for whom they can go to. Now, a revocable trust is still within your estate, but the advantage, or one of the advantages of a revocable trust, is that anything that you have in there, you are naming a beneficiary, so it does not flow through your will, as we talked about before, because you have a named beneficiary, which means that it's not subject to probate taxes. So there is some potential tax savings there with a revocable trust, even though it's still considered an asset as part of your estate. An irrevocable trust, you are actually taking property that you own and you are moving it outside of your estate. So once again, it's not subject to probate taxes either, but assuming that certain look-back periods are satisfied, and that's more of a nuanced conversation, then those assets are not included as part of your estate. And so that can be really beneficial if you have a larger estate and you're concerned about estate taxes. This is a way that you can shift money outside of your estate to avoid estate taxes. So those are the two big differences between a revocable trust. In your estate, you have the ability to change it, and an irrevocable trust where you set the parameters in place, but the money is moved outside of your estate. And then within those, there are a number of different types of trusts that you can create, whether for charitable purposes, once again, to protect assets from different family dynamics and changes down the road, or there might be a special needs trust. There might be a number of different reasons why you would establish a trust. But I hope this was helpful to give a little bit of an overview of the differences of trust structures. And I'm including a download also that helps to provide some of the detail of what we just talked about. And I, as always, welcome any questions that you might have. Please feel free to reach out to me at kbrown@mortonbrownfw.com. Thank you. Talk to you soon.